You've probably done this more times than you'd like to admit. You've rewatched the Harry Potter saga countless times. Friends is basically muscle memory at this point. You know exactly when Jim is going to glance at the camera in The Office. And still, somehow, you're about to start episode 1 again. The people around you don't really get it. Your partner thinks it's strange. Your streaming app has stopped trying to surprise you. Maybe someone even asks why you don't watch something new. But here's what's actually happening inside your mind. And no, it has nothing to do with being stuck in the past. Let's ask the obvious question. Why would anyone choose a story when they already know how it ends? You already know the punchlines. You know who ends up together. You know the hero survives. You know how the tension resolves. And that's exactly the point. Your brain isn't looking for novelty right now. It's looking for safety. Psychologists call this the mere exposure effect. The more familiar something is, the more comfortable it feels. And comfort matters when your nervous system is tired. Think about your favorite comfort show. Maybe it's a sitcom you watch more times than you can count. Maybe it's a movie you could quote in your sleep. When you rewatch it, you're not chasing surprises. You're wrapping your mind in something predictable. Life is full of uncertainty, unexpected messages, unclear expectations, emotional noise that never really shuts off. But a familiar story gives you something rare. You already know what's coming. There are no emotional ambushes waiting around the corner. Here's something most people don't realize. Your brain actually works less when you rewatch something. When you start a new show, your mind is constantly working. Who is this character? Why did they say that? Is this important or just background detail? That kind of attention takes energy. Rewatching doesn't. It puts your mind on a kind of cognitive autopilot. Research by psychologist Crystal Russell shows that rewatching familiar content increases feelings of control and emotional safety. Nothing unexpected, nothing overwhelming. You've already lived through the intense parts once. Now you're just revisiting them calmly. But there's something even more interesting happening. Even though the story is the same, you're not. Watching a film at different stages of life changes what you see. What once felt exciting might now feel heavy. What once felt simple might now feel deeply emotional. The story hasn't changed. Your perspective has. Each rewatch becomes a quiet check-in with yourself. Same scenes, different meaning. There's also a social layer to this. Many of the stories we rewatch are tied to people or moments. A sibling you used to watch with, a friend you no longer talk to, a time in your life that feels far away now. When you return to those stories, you're not just watching fiction, you're reconnecting with a version of yourself that once lived there. And sometimes that feels comforting, sometimes it feels bittersweet. Both are normal. There's also a very practical reason rewatching feels so appealing. Decision fatigue. You've already made thousands of choices today, what to respond to, what to ignore, how to keep functioning. Even choosing a new show means more decisions. What if it's disappointing? What if it demands energy you don't have? Rewatching removes the risk. You already know how it will make you feel. For many people, this becomes a form of emotional regulation. When the world feels chaotic, familiar stories offer stability, predictable emotions, contained tension, a known resolution. Media psychologist Dr. Pamela Rutledge notes that familiar content can reduce anxiety and provide a sense of control. It's like a weighted blanket for your mind. You're not avoiding life, you're choosing calm. So when someone judges you for watching the same thing again, remember this. You're not stuck, you're not lazy, you're responding to what your mind actually needs. Comfort doesn't mean weakness, it often means awareness. Those stories aren't holding you back, they're helping you stay grounded. In a world that constantly demands attention and reaction, choosing something familiar can be an act of care. Your comfort show isn't a crutch, it's a companion, a reminder of who you were, who you are, and how far you've come. And if this resonated with you, you're not alone. There's more psychology like this ahead. When you're ready, the next video will be waiting.